the first to know. Nsem-Pii TV.
General Kabila Nsem-Pii to draw a National Cathedral Board of Trustees are enabled to just say they've been exonerated by audit reports. Now, Kabila any Omahine and Chunkomo and Afis two a year at a panel members. Now, Kabila say, Sir Cathedral won't send someone. Asofo ni bi kwampo ye den eka ho ene boa ma ehye wampa ni nkrama ne tu sa anamo no na mo Felix for su Kwakye ni NDC fo no mo da ye campaign wa be catch dey say ai ana o ma desika ana mo tu amena nko $58 million ene nso so report by say sika no ni nyina ye den inter da ho e clean obi afa ne sanka sika no Kabila de watoto bi amane NDC amanyuko no ene see, say trustee, as a board of trustees, is being exonerated by the audit reports. When we could see a Kabila, and now to ija, a co NDC for state to any Felix for Kwakye. When we could see the masses here. Oh, mine, yeah.
I am a problem. I want to say, Yam Peno Crow, my more. And now. Yeah, you see, I can't cry so I thought that ye can't need a no cry, a need webra. I sorry, dear, what Ghana had dear. Say, I sorry, money ni more, say, omu ni more. I sorry, Nusika, a share project him, including Mema sorry SDA. The church and the churches paid money. Ntina ubo asofo we mudino. Sometimes, sebi, enya I am pese beka. But as of now, from the beginning, I can tell you, say, Omuka who been a president, it too and among no twist. Entina Koban say, Yenny and I raise constitutional issues to Krano, Sebi, ye abon some funny to be mad. I'm telling you, even in the court, the Supreme Court, one of the judges, the president of the panel, the presiding judge, Bizarre say, me some bay. Now my catcher said, may a Bible believing Christian. Man can't require me, and I did that for a reason. Obisa me lawyer, and I also decline to answer that. But now me person engaging me further. Me sure say or tell me first response. No one will say, look, I researched on this and went to the National Cathedral in Washington. No cathedral in the world was built by any state. Not the one in UK, not one in France, not one in Washington. They are private. So I'm sorry, 8 years ago. But we say, or minor near say, the question now, this is what?
Yes, seed money.
Please, I'm talking about the judgment in the Bonfire versus Attorney General case. The Attorney General came to court and said that all the state was doing was supporting. But this was not a Christian initiative. It was an initiative by the state. The Supreme Court ignored that fact we put before them. When he said there was even a likely diplomatic rift, Malifo embassy was affected. As I said, for a period. But a diplomatic issue, as Dina Shasia, a basic says, Mpenia Akasa Wonofa, me papa, the late Dr. Nsem-Pii. He didn't even understand it until Shami and Obusa train the position and Namatiki, any constitutional basis I make up. And the fact that there was even hard board question in my application. And also, he's late.
No, but you see, Kabila's position has been.
And I believe the Supreme Court was wrong in their judgment. I believe so. The fact that I didn't go for a review doesn't mean say I agreed with them. Parliament endorsed it by giving seed money. And then he forgot that they had passed a budget in 2018 to give government seed money of $25 million. Contrary to what the government was saying in court.
We are all part of it.
Then 2020, and here me, complicit. I campaigned for Akufo-Addo in 2020. Okay. So we're endorsing his program. And in the America, me person United as I said, my president, And I said, one way, what Bermuda, yes, ye, went from there. It's
collective stuff.
Last point. Minia, some president, Papa, Madame for Augustus, Gusi Tano. Senior. Omo issue say Cathedral no. Omo Daniel the what was that? Did he do that in consultation with the president? But when in common ye did sensational aspects Nsem no see the city. Diako Kodri made the message say Abodi Akekano yen twen so ansa. Ye see ye hwehwemu a yen tu ebo ne hwehwe ensem mu nyina. De eye mekisine ne kakra ne say we de sika na akodi nipa no ho no. Ebro de won krata mu. Enye say de won krata mu no ebro de akodi nipa na bia obi atia bi so wo. No, I'm saying don't make that claim. That's the more reason why we should be patient. You see, I agree with him because
all of us, let's be comfortable with what government of the day is doing. Okay. My opinion is that the Kabila kwasa abuame more. There's a need to put a total stop to we see what was there. Yama abide that openness to work around it. Yama individuals involved, that opportunity to answer. Yeah. And yes, idea, if we take partisan positions, and we will not
this has not been partisan. For me, I'm saying somebody like Kabila, who has held a position there, we cannot do religious versus the secular in a secular state. Yeah. I agree with him and I stand with him. But yes, support to part of the religious community with the taxpayers' money. So that's why I say, as for him, that was also part of it. But what we are saying is, just yesterday, in this case, it was not supportable. I will land in 1 minute. We are initiating. I am landing on this. Just 1 minute. We are in a regime saying that just yesterday, people were going to Hajj. We subsidized. In fact, we sponsor people. And these are in the millions of dollars. Yeah. And then immediately within the same framework and within the same environment, we are saying this cannot be done. And if he who has a position against both is saying something, but the one who is sponsoring one side of the religious community is saying we cannot do it for the other community, I have a problem with that. So this is me, my position. I don't want us to... Everybody can disagree. But my position is, if we want to go secular, let's go the American way. No religious, whatever, and we go.
This matter, court. Maybe we will revisit in terms of state-sponsored issues like this, like the Hajj, like what Christians want to do. We should be conscious. I'm a Christian for a car park. No, I'm a forecourt of Parliament House. It's a car park. We should argument, But the proper killing of all those
will be the cost for the liability to the state.
But the proper killing.
You see, the Supreme Court had an opportunity to make a determination on the state versus religion relationship, as it's been done in other jurisdictions as the U.S. But they failed. They chose, they denied my invocation of the original jurisdiction to interpretation and said they were dealing with enforcement issues I had raised. When you say, ratio, the say population argument, that we have 71% of Ghanaians who were Christians. That time, 17% of Muslims Ghanaians who were Muslims. So 88.8% of the population were religious. So it was okay for the state to support. But the argument we had presented before them was that once Hajj board,
would it be wrong?
What we say, I am not against the state supporting for yes or no. In this case, the state was not supporting. The state was actually the actor. It was the state that was initiating it.
Came across as if said
the Supreme Court ignored that fact we put before them.
And
that's my point.
These are
different arguments altogether.
I can give you the facts.
Because the genesis of what we have now is as a result of not the only court and killing.
That is the fundamental issue. But in the case of National Cathedral, there is a secondary issue. The fact was it was a state. Secondly, state no koye no
accounting issues.
A good state no koye no. Dear na yenya ewu.
It seems to have
Who is that? accounting hardboard.
Yes.
His argument will not hold. What to foundation? What's in there now? What do you want to get from the foundation?
Honorable, what is the hardboard? Every year, accounting issues.
Yes.
Every year, including this year. Including this year. On my way,
fundamentally, the state.
That's from the cantata.
So you are asking what you are getting from the bill.
So I'm getting informed also that is it true that the government has said all you show as cultural center?
Missing but the inconsistencies coming from government sectors is what I'm talking about.
I've been told that.
Yes, on whose authority was the my senior and friend Guzitano? Whose authority was the project? Do you get me?
It's even too early because as we speak here, government programs then the plans are here. And then
there are legal issues too. Somebody say, government has dissolved. Government, you may go into some legal issues, sir. A bit may affect true so we court.
Really?
Judgment doesn't because say incorporated. Incorporated are the law. The law.
No, I directly say. The Attorney General should take
And that
is it. To accompany everything can have birth and death.
That's right.
Government, but what you say, it's a legal matter. This is a legal personality.
That's right.
It's a trustee.
That's right.
Why is the president saying they should kill that legal person?
But what's your problem with that?
My problem with that is we put a group of people together, Christians. They incorporated a company. Want to look for financing.
There are so many reasons.
They are going to do so many things to raise money for the project.
There are so many reasons.
We say a buying part in that woman. I have a problem with that.
Deal with our buying part.
Not only that.
So where is the problem?
Even a private company.
Presby Church. They all with the
No.
And then leave the churches to
do. One private company cry. Let's say you solely own it, and there's a legal way of dissolving.
No, I don't have a problem with that. What I'm saying is,
but you can't fault the president. If the president directs that, we should go through the legal means to dissolve that.
What I'm saying is, me say, maybe a Christian, so me kasa say Christian. Yeah, we mosques, Biblia, yes, someone kasa the ACU. Say Christopher, say I saw for Mumbra together. Obia wa na sorry. Ye ni ankasa yensi asori ma o mine. Why would the president say he won't agree?
Okay.
That's the question I'm asking. I don't think the president Becca say a Christopher as of work to put them back together. Say, yeah, Copesica, baby, I copeno. Now you move Rabia, so now you see a sorry dying. Who say a buying Sunday woman in a year free, many we are doing 100%. But I saw for say, yeah, Baby, see a sorry dying or my year.
Is that the case? Is that the case?
Not for now.
I said for that trustee board of trustees.
There's a reality.
Who put them together?
Not the ifs.
The reality is. Why do you say no?
Who even put them together?
There are more issues. There are more issues in this report. You see, I'm very careful because I have dissected this document. And I'm still discussing it with my lawyers. Raising issues are, if he say, accrue some legal rights to me, but the lawyers can better position that for me. And yeah, but the message can say, oh my Ghana, completely.
Completely.
Especially when it comes about Nyamesema. No, me can Nyamesema, me can. Say ye nkramofo, say ye Christopher, say ye nananoma so ayi because nyankopon kedi ampon no ye nananum nim no ansa na Quran ne Bible ba no ye nada no ye nsi na twetwe ye wu bia no
African traditional religion.
You understand? God cannot be. You see, we cannot mock God. Whatever it is, so that be abotre no wo na nya sa akse kwabra me no nka ba na ye ko
na me me na na ka akse me say mind na na akse so me tro bi nko nyame
de na abotre me de sa abotre o my say ye nyina ye ko biara de bia wa ye bia ensem fata egu nyankopon animu ase say Kristo ni none of us will ever support.
Yes,
none. Me, I would. Now because this kind of chief of Bibro Obiana. Exactly.
Okay, so let's start off, Doctor, with two things. In just one thing, Obiamu again.
We were public interest issue had more. Ghana, a very legal information institute.
Yes.
Last week, you partners from South Africa, Kenya, Tanzania. And they Ghana have various departments, Attorney General, Minister of Parliament. Yeah, someone make a very important. Me am managing partner, me senior, the Honorable Obi Amwa, Audit to Ghana say, Emra a Bob Bine, a share yen, chichri yen, or my Ghana, no, as I say, or man for ye, legal literacy. The Minia Nsem-Pii or Kaya accounting laws. Nipa do say the name say we gabuga na your company afi bia say o file accounts with your friend say registration a registrar general it's all filing now we renew nipa do say a lot nipa bebre ni multimedia mo company of incorporation mo renew there so they say
2 years ago now
as I said, Yesua. And after so, Mrani be so one I could demand from Manfra. Parliament me pass Mrabi.
Sure.
A trim Mrabi sign. Sure. Court to more or yeah, Bata, Tim Woko, Bata, or Obeman Chimuno, or you're aware of that. And to know what my judgment be a judgment no name, I Mrana, Sabi, a Bobra, and the San Kitamudino, Obitin Kahano, or a lawyer, or a judge, and available to. No, this all might be on Micron Kintampo. And running a no crowd, no copy call. Na
media, Doctor, make a craddy, low cacram, who you cried, will issue our reason. Yeah. The serious part of it, my temptia, I mean, I mean, Nimdian, so almost in Indian, you know. Ignorance is not
an excuse. Oh yes, and Article 41. There are 11 clauses there. Or say we are Ghana by. As I said, money to be Siamra a bobbine. It's your duty. It's duty. And initiative,